Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching this. Risco in Tokyo coming at you with some more. Uh, we're doing Little Big Planet. I am in a mood for Little Big Planet, and so we're doing it. I gotta get to the right page. Yes, let's read the news. Well, it looks like Alpi's level is not up on a team pick yet, but I'm sure that it will be. I don't know if a journey through Silhouette, Age of Light, is actually a good level or not, so... Wait, what am I doing? Risco. I wanted to... There was a thing. We're just gonna futz about a little bit until folks start showing up. I need like a 1970s style upholstery. But I don't have any. Actually first, we need some music. Hello my music, hello my honey, hello my music. Gal. Don't know what that was. That was a weird... I did a weird. Make it green-ish. I like that color. That is a very nice color. I'm gonna stick with it. We gotta have some music though, right? Hopefully something that's not, That's fine. That's fine. We'll go with that. Set it up so that it's actually replaying. There. That should be... Then if we pause it, it should be fine. I always like this track. I don't know why. I don't have the Marvel stuff, so I don't even know why I was looking for that. Concrete? Probably some concrete. Yeah, like, I don't know, what kind of tiling does a newsroom floor have? Modern concrete. Is that the look that I want? Four deep? That sounds fine. Actually, let's make it 5. There we go. Dude, what is going on with this track? Like, this is weird. It's just the drums, that's why. Yeah, that works. Now, upholstery. What looks like a good... like, fuzzy upholstery. Swirls? Like, could we get an orange swirls? Would that work? I don't know. Why are you asking me these hard questions, yo? That doesn't... I don't like that. That doesn't look ugly enough. Orange foliage? I mean, that's heckin' ugly. But retro pattern yellow is also... That is the SpongeBob! I should have known. I should have totally known that was the SpongeBob. Orange fabric. Knitted folds. I don't like... No. Definitely not. I'm thinking definitely not. We could do something with this. I feel like we could do something with this. Oh yeah, that's tremendously ugly. That's what we want. That has a very 70s look to it. So we set that up there. And now we need like a ramp. We need a ramp. Is that you? Well, a slide. Okay, fine. It's called a slide. It's not a ramp. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. I mean, none of that stuff matters. I do need to remember, like, this is family friendly, so I can't be swearing. Karen? Yeah? Oh, for real? Fudge. It clipped right through the wall, and that's not good. There we go. Now... we're gonna need the news desk. I need to think about how, like, tall everything is. Just keep playing. I don't know why you stopped. Yeah, we gotta think about how tall things are. And we need monitors. We need newsroom monitors. So, hook us up. I don't know where any of these are, like what I'm looking for. But I kind of have an image in my mind. I really gotta get this stuff done, because like August is... we're already on the 20th, and I am not... I have been bad. There was a thing I was supposed to do that I have not done yet, even started. And I said that August was gonna be... I wanted this done by August, so... like, I gotta kind of do it. We got our bank of monitors. That works. Okay. Now, we need a rounded bit, but what material is it gonna be? Because we want like a frame, is what we're looking for. Something, what's a good frame material? Not barbed wire. We don't need barbed wire. I don't think that's really what the look is. I need something... I mean, we might just go with... why not just go with cardboard? Because I love the cardboard so much. Battered cardboard. Round. And we want it, like, about as tall as this. So that's... how tall is that? Like that? Bring it round again. Gorilla radio. Bring it round again. Gorilla radio. Something like that. Now the frame's gonna be square on the inside, so don't be worried. I know what I'm doing. Kinda. I got an image in my head. It's not like a great image, but it is an image. And this should be, like, if the news desk is here, so maybe here? Like that? And then this is gonna come out of the wall about 6, and we're gonna make it a little bit bigger so that it looks like it's kind of overhanging the wall just a little bit. Like that. Well done, Risco. Well effing done. Don't move. Now, it seems like we're gonna have to trim off a little bit from this. So, let's do that. I think this will work. Clearly it does not. So we're gonna have to think about how the cameras are arranged, so that we're not seeing this bit, like, hanging in here. I don't want that bit to be visible. Now, I need... Is there a globe decoration? Like, I feel like there's a globe decoration, but I don't know where it would be. I'm surprised it's not DC Comics, because it feels like a DC Comics thing. Oh, Quill, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing very, very well tonight. I hope life is being very kind to you. I do tend to do a lot of thinking about where cameras are gonna be in sets, because I tend to have, like, a lot of material that's, like, I need to give a sense of space in one area, but I don't want it in the shot in another area. It's actually kind of a pain in the butt, to be 100% honest. We've got, like, a... That's not... I want to... That's a paper mache planet, but it's not Earth. Do we not have... I don't think we have an Earth. And that's... kind of a problem. How you doing this fine evening, Quill? I hope that life is being excessively kind to you. That there's no particular stress in your life that you feel like you can't deal with. If I am to be 100% honest, I feel slightly greasy because I was... Oh, Alice! Very good to see you as well. I hope you're doing excellently tonight. I hope that life is being very kind to you. What? Hello, Disco. Words, talking. This is the thing that we do. I was so tired when I got back from work that I just passed out instead of actually taking a shower. And I feel like that was a mistake. I feel like I was deeply mistaken in that because now I feel all greasy. And I hate it, honestly. I'm not a fan of the greasiness. Doing alright, nothing much happened today. Sometimes that's the best you could hope for. I find personally a great big lot of nothing is, like, kind of fine. We got moons, but I do not need these moons. I need an Earth. Yeah, you need a shower when you work in food prep at all. I mean, you're not wrong. You are absolutely not wrong. But, like, so my mistake, and this was definitely a mistake, but my mistake was that, like, I sat down and had a cigarette instead of just directly getting into the shower, and that was not the right choice. Because as soon as I sat down, I was like, well, we're done. We're completely done. I've got no juice, basically. I guess, like, we're gonna have to go with something that is not the Earth, and I hate that. Used to work with a dude with not great hygiene, and he smelled a body odor and bread most of the time. That's not, I wouldn't call that the lovely. I think that I would not call that the lovely. That feels the opposite of the lovely. Which is, gross. That's definitely gross. Although, I mean, as established, I can't really say anything about that because I am just a disgusting pile of disgustingness today. Could we not? Like, why? That's gonna be like one of the two like downsides of this job, because like we do a lot of frying. It's honestly kind of absurd how much we fry, and I mean it smells deeply of the grease, and I hate that. I am not somebody who is down with the grease. A lot of oil in the air. Yes, indeed. It's gross. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to do what I want it to do. No. It's just not. It's not going to do it. And it's ugly. And I hate it. I hate this. So this is going to... No, don't do that. Don't do that. This is going to go away. Fudge. Well, plan 2. What about the movie Grease? I do not like, honestly. I'm not a fan of the movie Grease. I think it's highly overrated. I know that Olivia Newton-John was... I mean, I hear tell that Olivia Newton-John was a relatively decent person. But John Travolta definitely isn't. And I have no particular love for the 50s. Like, that just does not trip my trigger at all. So, unfortunately, yeah. The movie Grease often saturates the air. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and we hate that. So much Grease. So much John Travolta. Although, I mean, I do have... Yes! I've seen scenes of that, Alice, and it looks so bad. Like, it looks so remarkably bad. I'm honestly fairly shocked. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, if you're an actor, you take what you can get, and I mean, John Travolta's never been super picky about his roles, but it's... Yeah. You're not wrong about that. Was Olivia Newton-John Appreciation Week in Australia when she passed? Oh, right, because she was, Aussie. Just think about what the news is gonna do when Nicole Kidman passes. It's gonna be absolutely absurd. Now, I could have sworn that we have a round wireframe that I could put over this in order to give the impression of lines of latitude and longitude. Like, I feel like that's a thing. And I don't know where it is. I hate searching stickers, because I always have this vague memory of stickers that exist that I will search hours for, and then apparently they just do not. There'll be riots in the streets when Chris Hemsworth passes. Yeah, I guess, I mean, he really did make a deep impression on people in his breakout role in Joss Whedon's Cabin in the Woods. So I could see how that would, you know, it would really deeply affect people. They're not going to take it well. I mean, I guess he was also that Thor guy in Joss Whedon's Avengers, but I'm pretty sure that most people know him from Cabin in the Woods. I could be wrong. I do not have my fingers on the pulse of Australian society. For that matter, I don't have my fingers on the pulse of American society or Japanese society. I am pulseless. I am like a corpse with my lack of pulse. Isco, what do you... Like, I know you have an idea about what you're doing here, but would you like to share it with the class? Apparently she would not like to share it with the class. I'm sorry, class. It's just not gonna happen. And I guess this thing that I was sure existed does not, in fact, exist. It's not looking like it. And that makes me sad. There was a news reporter doing a story, and he just walked in on the screen, or on the scene, and started helping her talk about the local weather or something, while she fangirled out. I feel... Oh, this is what it was. Hot dudes in your area. Which, now that I think about it, can have a double meaning. Because your area could be your batch. Or, like, your junk. There are other words that you could use for that part of your body, if you're from the Midwest. Hot Hemsworth in your area. The hot dudes could also be on fire. I mean... Is this the metaphorical fire, or is this like the actual we're setting them on fire? Because I don't want to stan anybody, but like, I don't think Chris Hemsworth has done anything gross. He may have done. Like, I mean, but I don't think he's like Chris Pratt levels of gross. Oh, I was doing a bad punk. Okay, that's my fault then. Totally my fault. Not on you. Oh, bad pun. Also, like, 1000% my fault. Nothing's come out about him. That's nice. Like, yeah, I definitely try not to be, like, super stanny, but it is nice when people just seem to be relatively decent. Gosh, I don't know. I don't like this. That's the danger, isn't it? It's always, there's always a veiled yet. Oh, well, that kind of... Yeah... That kind of produces the effect that I want. I guess. Yeah, we can go with that. That's fine. That's fine. Now, is there a decoration that looks like an airplane? I think there's a paper airplane decoration that could work. Because now I have an idea. Oh, Oh, even better. We have a UFO. Well, I mean, now we gotta do the UFO. If there's any UFOs in the pub, I wanna do them. Alright, that's way too old geek humor, and it's definitely kind of on the edge of being family friendly. Oh, are you gonna be like this? Do not be like this. I would be very angry. Is this a color changey thing? No, that's not what I want. The UFO does not change color, so then just whatever. Oh, too much, too fast, too fast. Also, God, that looks ugly! On random things, I don't know why, but I'm thinking about reading Don Quixote. I don't not recommend Don Quixote. I don't really remember. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I totally hate it. This is not gonna work. Nope, not gonna work. I hate it. Don Quixote is not the worst thing that I've read in my life that I was required to read for high school. I don't remember it being... I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. It's got Pancho Sanza, and everybody loves Pancho Sanza. As well they should. You know, he seems like a decent chap. He does go after those windmills, and those windmills are jerks. I mean, I think that we need to recognize that those windmills are totally jerks. Oh, this is not gonna work. Or it's not gonna work the way that I want it, and I hate that. So, I guess fudge it. Let's get a green... like an ugly green 70s backing here. '70s like green stripes. That is ugly. Like, that's absolutely appalling. In trans news, I think my fat distribution is finally loading onto my thighs and butt. Woo! I don't quite have the throat tonight for like a real like a woo, but I want you to mentally edit in like a real squawky and excited woo. Woo! That was better. That was closer to how I feel. That is a big win. That is a big win. I'm glad you got it going where you want it. Fat distribution, listen up. You gotta hook my quill up, or else I will be disappointed with you. So get your stuff in gear. Fat distribution. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh God, that is so ugly. I love it. There are a number of things that I would like to do, like if we ever have the technical capability of doing it. I don't know if I would really get super wacky with a soundboard, but like just having a couple sound effects on clip would be kind of nice. but there are definitely days where it's just like, there are noises that I would like to make that my throat is just like, ain't happening today. That's not gonna be a thing that's gonna happen. Us! Floppable, it is wonderful to see you tonight. I hope that you're doing very well. I hope life is being very kind to you. We're talking about fat distribution and soundboards. You could take your pick. I mean, neither of these topics are, set in stone, but the hormones are making me pine for romance like a 50-year-old, though. That's sweet. I mean, that might be sweet. I think it's sweet, but I don't know if I want to make that call for you. And Don Quixote. But not the Don Quixote that I used to work at. This is the actual Cervantes Don Quixote, and not the penguin dressed as Santa Claus in a jungle store that I used to work at. Like, these are completely different points. I could see how they could get those mixed up. Which, floppable, because we and also we have a not particularly largely used adjective, quixotic, which comes from Quixote, but is pronounced quixotic. So, like, you're not wrong, honestly. And it's rude in the sense that English is just constantly rude. You just want to be like, English, why you gotta be like this? And English is like, don't know. I don't know. Just, just doing my thing. Be like, English, you're a jerk. Go home. I'm good with it. It's better than the years I spent unable to feel romantic attraction. That makes me really, really happy. Quill, I am here for it. I don't know, I've got like... I got all kinds of feelings about... You know what? Hold up a second. Do we want to be goofy? Like, I kind of feel like we want to be goofy. Give me a second here. I've got all kinds of feelings about, like, attraction and romance and where I am on that spectrum, and I don't know, like, I say that I'm effectively ace, but it's hard for me to... It's hard for me to pinpoint, like, how much of that is body issue and how much of that is, like, just that's how I am, like, that's how I'm wired. And because I have no control to judge it against. And it's not like I've never felt any attraction at all. And trying to keep things family friendly, it's not that I don't have any experience, but also it's just like a really messy, complicated topic for me. So I do kind of wonder, like, just reaching a point, like, where I'm more comfortable with myself. Would I feel less ace? Like, I don't know. Flopple says, my term for myself is disaster ace. Am ace, am a disaster. That's like a super mood. And being ace is a whole spectrum with a whole lot of variances. And that's like a thing, and I'm trying to... Like, I'm not going all in on learning this because it's really not something that affects my life, like, right at the moment. So it's kind of like, well, we could put this on the back burner until it's a little bit more settled. Other things are a little bit more settled, but, like, I don't... How do I want to put it? Like, I don't want to make claims for an experience that's not mine. if that makes sense, or make claims for an identity that's not me. So, like, sometimes I do feel weird about things. Yeah, I kind of stopped trying to figure out where exactly I'm on the spectrum and just went, heck with it, am disaster. Recently, I realized I'm demi-romantic too, though. Big thumbs up skis for self-realizations, because I'm a big fan of those, but like total mood. Panda says, I get you with the body issues getting in the way. I want to smooch so bad, but I don't align with my mental image, so boo. Panda, like, I'm not joking when I say, like, my actual nightmares, like, these are things that my brain meets emotionally treat as nightmares, are completely innocuous dreams of me being entirely comfortable in my body and smooching somebody. Like, just having a canoodling session. And for some reason, I mean, no, I know exactly the reason, but, like, my body treats that like a nightmare. And I hate it. Like, I hate that. All the other, like, images and associations that usually get slotted into the nightmare slot for other people, like, for me, it's like, oh, well, that's just, like, really comfortable. Like, I'm okay with that. No, that's good. Yes. Yes. It is Tessuck. And I hate it. I mean, I will live, but it's just, it kind of messes with my head a little bit. Now, I'm not, just as an aside, in case like anybody's watching lurking and waiting for community levels, because there might be, I'm not going to do create mode all night. I'm just kind of waiting for some of the LBP side folks to show up, and then we'll probably do some community stuff, because I know Alpi has got a new level out, and I would really like to take a look at it, but I know that he sometimes shows up in chat, so I'd like to give him a chance to be here and see it. But this won't be an all-night thing. I promise. I mean, not that it would be a problem if it was an all-night thing, because I make the rules. Quill says, I currently can't make a move on what I want because I will panic about maybe causing someone else grief. That's, like, completely understandable. I feel like there is a fine but important line between being considerate of somebody else's situation, but also making sure that you are seeing to your needs. That, like, I hope you don't feel like you have to hold out forever, so to speak, but it is good that you are being considerate about this at this point in your life, if you feel like you're not ready for it. Oh, okay, I know what the problem is there. Oh, I hate that. Do 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 do. There we go. Didn't I make you dephysicalized? Disco, like, get your stuff in gear. Your stuff needs to be in gear. And we want a string, because everybody loves strings. I do not know that this is true. In fact, I'm pretty certain that it is in fact not true, but we're gonna say it because it's funny. Why are you pushing over there? Oh, because you're going in the wrong direction. Risco, you are silly. You are a very silly girl, and you need to not be as silly. Now we just want a little bit of movement. Just a little bit, just to give it a sway. I'm hoping I'll eventually hit a point where the don't inflict yourself on others alarm in my head stops sounding. This is me taking a very deep mom breath here, Quill. I don't know if my microphone is good enough to pick that up, but so here's the thing. Quill, I hope that you reach a point where you're feeling good enough about yourself that you don't see it as infliction. I mean, a relationship of the type that you're talking about and the relationship that, like, we have as friends, of course, is very different. There's a lot of different interplay going on in there. But I've never ever seen you even once as an infliction. You've always been wonderful to have around, so yeah. I'm rooting for you over here. Are you gonna move, Piston? You can move. Oh, there we go. What? Why are you so far away? I need you to not be, though. Come back, come back. That's... Yeah. Okay, I like that. And we could put it on a nice long timer. It's a very shrill alarm, and I know it's not rational, but we don't always get to choose when our traumas stop. You're not wrong. And that's why I'm not going to be on your case about it. Because same hat, same boat. Me too. I dig the feeling on a very visceral level. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to cross my toes. And I'm still gonna root for you, you know? But, no, yes. yes. Now, I don't know why I didn't just use the sign that I already have made, because I totally have a sign made. That's too big of a bite. I don't like that. Also, take that off. Dusko, what are you doing there? Yeah. I can work with this. I can definitely relate. I still get days where I totally feel that way, though those intrusive thoughts aren't as prevalent as they once were. The very high-pitched yata here for you, Floppable. That makes me super happy to hear. I am very big on the celebrating of these kinds of successes, and I will celebrate them loudly, but currently right now the throat is not in that position. Which again this is why we need a soundboard. Quill, you're 100% right. We need a soundboard for these days when Risco's throat is just like, nah dog. Not gonna happen. I want this to be like a really, like a maroon. Because 70s newsrooms should just be like really poorly color balanced. I feel like that's totally a thing. The 70s aesthetic is a whole lot, and I really want to lean into it. What I wanted to do, and like I didn't have the spoons for a big search, but what I wanted to do was actually like dig up some screenshots from Dawn of the Dead and set up the newsroom like the Dawn of the Dead newsroom, and actually get the emergency station bumpers to flash up on the screen. But ultimately it was just like, yeah, that's not gonna, that's a nice idea, but that's not gonna happen. So we're kind of doing a do-it-yourself aesthetic. But I had a video that I promised to a friend that I was gonna make, and I was gonna make it by the end of August. And it's almost the end of August, and like I haven't started at all. Yes. And I have feelings about the Zack Snyder version. I have very strong feelings about the Zack Snyder version, so that was not gonna be in the cards. Oh god, I'm not gonna get started, because if I get started, I will totally go with it. But I will say one thing. When I went to see Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead in the theaters, and it started, and they were talking about how it was in Milwaukee, and I was so excited, because Milwaukee never shows up in anything. Like, not since Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days has Milwaukee, like, been in anything. There's, like, a 2-second shot of the Hone Bridge in Milwaukee, except they say it's in Chicago in the Blues Brothers. So I was like, oh my god, Milwaukee! And I was really, really excited. And then they have the suburbia scene, and I'm like, that doesn't look like Milwaukee, but maybe it's Oak Creek. Because Oak Creek is a suburb of Milwaukee, and I worked in Oak Creek for a time, so I was like, yeah, that could be Oak Creek, I suppose. And then they do the pullout, and they show the city, and it's like, that ain't Milwaukee. It's 0%, that's not Milwaukee. And I was so angry. I was legitimately so angry. I was like, you used me! That's all I'm gonna say about Snyder's Dawn of the Dead tonight. But catch me on a non-family friendly stream where I can swear more, and I could probably still talk your ear out about Snyder. Wait, what? Uso! Alice, you are pulling my leg. You are totally pulling my leg, and Alice, I love you, and I love you dearly, but if I check this, and Transformers Dark of the Moon was not in Milwaukee, because if this was in Milwaukee, I will honestly sit down and watch this movie, even though I know I'm gonna hate it. So I want you to know that you are playing with fire. Love, you are playing with fire. I'm gonna check this. Wait, is it it's a game? It's not a movie? Uso! Oh my god! No! No, Alice! Why have you given me this cursed knowledge? This... what? Oh, of course they filmed the Calatrava. Of course they filmed the Calatrava. It's the only thing in the city that looks nice. Now, I mean, granted, I do need to say, fairly, that the Calatrava Art Museum is really nice looking. It doesn't have a patch on the really crappy, like, 1970s slasher movie dock that used to be there, that I used to walk down to at 2 o'clock in the morning and basically cry a lot at when I first moved to Milwaukee. But the Calatrava is very nice looking. But now I'm gonna have to watch Transformers. Alice, you've done this to me. And you know, they... Gosh darn it, Transformers. Why, though? Why? Why, though? Why? I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I cannot express, like, how much I hate this. Although, okay, I'm gonna be honest. No, I wish Alice had lied, Astro. Also, it is wonderful to see you, Astro. I am so glad that your PT went well, because I read that, and I'm so happy about that. No, the problem here is, like, Alice informed me that the thing I did not know, that Transformers Dark of the Moon took place partly in Milwaukee. And see, now I have to watch it. And I wish almost that Alice had lied, because that would mean that I would not have to watch Transformers Dark of the Moon. But now I do. And I hate that so much. So much. Arachno says, what did Transformers do? I know it did a lot of stuff, but what's the thing that's got you all fussed at the moment? I mean, it's an extremely bad movie, Arachno. Like, it's not... I mean, Transformers has got issues with politics, and its framing of women, and frankly, its framing of men, and it's... like, the whole... it's a whole thing, but I have not enjoyed just the movie as movie. I saw the first one, and I honestly, like, passed out in the theaters watching Transformers the first one. I could not stay awake for more than maybe 10 minutes of the second one. Hive! Also, Hive, Astro, and Arachno, it is wonderful to see all of you. I hope that you're all doing really great tonight. I hope that you got no stress going on in your life. At least no more stress than you feel like you can deal with. All I know about Milwaukee comes from Wayne's World. I mean, yeah, there's Wayne's World, but we don't talk about that. I'm not a fan, really, of any of the SNL movies. I don't know that any of them have ever been particularly good. Even Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers has its moments, but it's not... it is not a movie that sits with me well. Bob Roberts? What is Bob Roberts? A legitimate question, by the way. Like, I honestly don't know what Bob Roberts is. News desk. Arachno says, I try my darndest to keep going with them, but Age of Extinction killed my interest in the Bayformers movies. I'll never forgive them for the deep disrespect of Grimlock. I mean, you're a better person than me to be able to stick with it that long. Oh, they're not good, Panda. Like, they're aggressively not good. Did they... am I misremembering, or did they make an It's Pat movie? Also, like, It's Pat is just really gross. A lot of SNL alumni has made movies, but that's what we have to thank Adam Sandler's filmic career. Oh, right, I gotcha. They did. I hate that. I hate it so much. That wasn't even funny in the before. Hive says, Floppy, Transformers Dark of the Moon is at least trying to do interesting things with respect to the construction of experimental kinetic action. It's like, not good in any conventional sense, but you can process that it is exciting. Kind of filmmaking better than anyone currently alive, on account of Tony Scott passed. That's right, he did die. I don't like this material. I don't like the way that it looks flat. Bob Roberts was a one-time sketch from Tim Roberts about a right-wing folk musician running for president that is a satire on American politics, but halfway through it stops being a comedy and becomes a genuinely harrowing look at American fascism. Wow. Alice, really? Color me not expecting that at all. Astro says, thank you, so sweet of you to remember the stuff about physical therapy. I'm sore today, but not nearly as bad as after the first time. Well, I mean, I'm very lucky that the community is small enough that I can generally keep, like, small details in my brain meats, and I really, really want to. So, because I feel like you should. I mean, I should. I mean, a person should. If they have a community, try to remember small details. But it just made me really happy to read that. And I was like, heck yeah. I would use stronger words, normally, but it's family friendly, so I can't. So, we're gonna go with the heck yeah. I need a much better material. I do not like this material. God, I need something that's got hard edges, but also looks ugly in 70s. And I don't want... I don't want nothing with a bevel. Like, I feel like green is the right choice. We're not doing reptile suit. That's a terrible idea. We're not doing flowing neon. Shiny plastic? Maybe. Oh, but it looks... I hate that. Like, I kind of hate that. Man, why do you gotta be so difficult? Game, why do you have to be so flippin' difficult? Why can't you give me a material that looks nice? Maybe, ooh, but maybe, what if we did... Well, first off, let me just peep... Oh, that kind of works. Maybe that's what we want. I don't super like it, but... I guess... And we could turn it green, so there's that. I think last Michael Bay movie I watched was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, I was this close to asking you if you had seen Heat before I realized and remembered that that's Michael Mann, not Michael Bay. So... At least I caught it in time. But that would have been really heckin' embarrassing. I would have felt embarrassed. Now, we want to put this... back all the way. And we want to put these forward all the way. After this and 2 more surgeries, I'm hoping I can go back to work finally. I want to, like, I just want to check, like, do you want to go back to work? Because if that's the thing that you want, then I'm super rooting for you. If that's not a thing that you want, I'm super rooting for your health, but maybe not the work part. But, like, I don't know how you feel about your work, so I kind of don't want to make that call. Hive says it was a Michael Bay produced movie, but he didn't direct either of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle live action movies. So it's all lies, Hive, is what you're telling us? Just sweet, sweet, juicy lies? I hate that. Now we want to defizz this. Slot you back in there. Oh, nice. Nice. That works. I'm good with that. That comes out 10. You're out 10. Maybe you should be about... No, you should definitely be 10. Lies we tell ourselves because we can reckon with the fact that people who aren't Michael Bay, doing Michael Bay's thing, turn out movies worse than he does. I mean... Michael Bay's movies are all kinds of gross, but he does know what he's doing and what he wants to do, for better or worse. Like, the man is not incompetent. He just produces things that I deeply dislike. Why do you look so much more deeply green than everything else? What is your gimmick? Oh, that's the problem. Like, is this... Do I want mint green? I feel like mint green is kind of the thing. Not the 1982 thing. Like, the different thing. Maybe we could dump it down just a little bit. He knows how to sell an image. He's an incredibly competent director for commercials. He has legit won awards for his work in advertisements. And Floppable says, yeah, I can't say he's bad at what he does. It's just that what he does isn't something I find particularly enjoyable. Yes. Like, you and I are definitely on the same page on that one. He's very competently producing something that I'm just not interested in buying. Okay, that works. That works. We can do this. I almost feel like this should be a little bit bigger, which means I'm gonna have to make this defizz. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. What his movies are selling to us, however, leaves something to be desired. Yes, he's entirely different from he is incompetent. Yes. Yes. And I mean, I don't think it's a problem to mention, you know, somebody is being good at their job. Just that what they do is just not something that you want. Why am I so freaking komakai about all this stuff? Like, honestly though. I don't need to be this persnickety. I get nothing in life. I get nothing out of life by being this persnickety, and yet here I am, being persnickety. And I mean, it's kind of a problem sometimes, honestly. A large part of the argument against Michael Bay is he's a bad director, which is, like, not really the case. He's a man who makes very well-made movies that are distasteful. Yes. Yes. And I mean, that's a one... Risco, what the hell? What the actual hell? That's a 100% fair assessment. I should hope nobody would have a problem with that. Astro says, I want to go back to work. I love what I do. I'm an illustrator. I started venturing into medical illustration back in 2017, but I had to stop entirely late 2020. In that case, Astro, I am super excited that you've got the opportunity to be going back to work, because that sounds freaking awesome. Like, that sounds super cool, and we are here for it. Also, I guess then I have folks like you to thank for very young Risco's access to gore pictures. Because, you know, like, while you couldn't maybe, you know, look at the really scary books at the library, you could always go to the reference section and find, like, the surgical medical illustration books and be like, ooh, guts! Ooh, guts! That's so neat! And people just thought you were smart instead of creepy. So, you know... You did not miss the Albi level, Kronos. We were waiting for a little bit more of the Hi, Brain Meats. Would you like to work with me? We were waiting for a little bit more of the LBP side to show up tonight before we did that. And actually I was thinking about, why not be both smart and creepy? Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I've got feelings about intelligence in general, but that's not where I slot myself, and it's not where I feel like I should have been slotted for how people view intelligence when I was a kid. Because it kind of meant that I didn't get a lot of the help that I probably really did need. But that's like a whole side point. Don't worry about that at all. Kronos, we're probably going to go to community levels in a couple of minutes. I'm going to finish up like a little bit of work on this, and then I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to hop over to the community stuff, and we're going to take a look at Alpi's level. I was hoping that Alpi would drop by, but I mean, I know he's time zones. He's in like Finland or Finland, so I can't expect. It's a big mood, Hive. It is. Not like in specific relation to anything particularly going on now, so much as the long-term deconstruction of things that have been going on in my head that I've been kind of undertaking for the last 4 years. And I have been thinking a lot about kind of my youth and things where it would have been better helped if people had not read like, oh, she's desperately in need of help, as, oh, she's really, really clever. You know, so there's that. Oh, I completely forgot, but I posted oh, you got a whip. I gotta take a look at this whip. Let me peep the whip. Ooh, Kronos, I like that dress. I don't have like I don't have an art criticism vocabulary, but so like the best that came out of my brain was like, oh, I like that dress. But I do like that dress. That's pretty cool looking. Let's see. I don't know if I need quite a large grill. Don't worry, I don't have an art vocabulary either. That actually, like, comforts me deeply. I feel far less bad about it. Okay, I don't know that that's ever going to be in shot, but maybe. And I want to make like one last thing really quick. And then I'm going to take my break, but I need a news anchor that I can kick out of the newsroom. And I think we've got like we don't have like a 1970s body style, but we do have like a J.R. Bob Dobbs 1950s body style, which I think will kind of work. I think. I feel like I've seen this before. Definitely not. Why do we even have a George Washington body? Oh, it's from the history kit. Of course it is. Why would I not know that? Where is my 50s guy body? Ultimately, no. No, that's not what we're looking for. There we go! Yeah, that might be it. Do we have arms? Does this, like... Does this person have arms? There are no arms. Why though? Why? I mean, I guess... You know what? He doesn't need arms. Why we gotta have arms? Is what I'm thinking. I'm saying no. I'm just saying no to arms. A farewell, arms. Wait, what? What? Every now and then I have those days where like my brain chemistry just conspires so that I just feel like I'm high, and that's really weird. That's like a whole weird feeling. Because that is certainly not the case. Retro guy head. Maybe? I hate you, retro guy. Like, seriously though, I just dislike you immensely. And I want you to know that. It is a very smug face. Like, it's very punchable. Oh my god! Flappable! That's not what I was, that's not what I was expecting to read today. And I love it, but also this is just not the face I want. And that's, you know what, that's fine. That's fine. We'll figure this out. It's not untrue. It is absolutely not untrue. Okay. I'll figure out something to do with this dude's head later. Kronos, you should know, Kronos, this is the set I am making for you. I'm doing this for you. So I hope that you appreciate it. That's not true, I'm doing it for myself. You're just a beneficiary. But I do also, like, I honestly hope that you appreciate it, because, like, this project really means a lot to me. So, no pressure or anything. But, there's that. Now, I do know that the different backgrounds have different lighting. Astra says, I do have the art vocab, and most of it has a lot to do with elitism and the French and German art academies, so glad you don't know it. I'm good with that. I'm super good with not knowing it then. Ooh, that was, like, too far back. Quill says, I bought a new lip balm the other day, and it tastes and smells like I made it out of a lightly scented candle, or it makes me smell like. I made out with a... Okay, I completely misread this statement. Let me take this from the top. Bought a new lip balm the other day, and it tastes and smells like I made out with a lightly scented candle when I use it. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if there's a way I should feel about that, but it seems weird. Honestly, like, it seems like kind of a mood. Oh, Des! It's wonderful to see you! Never leave the house without my lip balm, okay. And Kronos says, oh please, you know I appreciate everything you do that isn't murder, and other similar bad things. Kronos! Really? I mean, you don't have to say it if you don't feel like it, but that kind of... Thank you. Like, that means a lot to me. That means an awful lot. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that the casino is the right sound for a newsroom, but maybe I'll have to think about that more. Alright, last thing, and then I really am going to take a break, and then I really am going to do community levels when I come back from the break. But I need a fish. Because this whole thing, this is all about the fish. I do appreciate the murders, so together Kronos and I have you covered. Quill. You know how to charm a girl, Quill. I mean, you and Kronos both, but it does feel good when somebody, like, appreciates your murder style. Because, like, it's a hard skill to practice. You know, you can't, like... You know... You can't just jump right in and be good at it, but... At the same time, you know, you've got to practice like a dozen skills at the same time, because it's not just the murder. You've also got to shift the body, and then you got to hide it. Like, unless you want it to be a one-off. If you only want it to be a one-off, then it's like, you know, whatever. You know, go wild. But okay, I should put in, you know, in brackets here, as an editor's note. Risco's never murdered anybody. She's never attempted murdered somebody. She only lightly stabbed somebody once. And there were no charges pressed. And there were no significant injuries from that. But it was just the one time. So, you know, like, just in case anybody's watching VODs and doing clips, I'm not on the run from the cops for a murder. Thank you. And this does kind of play back to our earlier point that being seen as smart or clever, and also being white, can cover a multitude of Hey, this girl really needs help. Where did my fish go? Like, there was a fish. There was totally a fish that I saw that I was gonna use. Oh, there's it's very smug. This fish is very smug and I love it. Why does it keep on making the backgrounds black? There we go. What have I missed? Jellyfish. Fish fact. Jellyfish contain powerful enzymes that can digest small animals within 15 minutes. Dang. That's... Go jellyfish. This fish also farted in the elevator. I mean, honestly though. Now, I need a mustache and an eyebrow. The eyebrow's not going to be too difficult, because we're just going to be able to make that. Smugfish is smug. I mean, it's a whole mood. Smugfish is a whole darn mood. Also as a bonus, jellyfish apparently also sleep. I mean, Shirley Jackson had things to say about that. Even the katydid must be assumed to dream. But it does make me happy that the jellyfish are getting their shut-eye. It's quite important, honestly. Smugfish is at least quite likable. Yes. And Smugfish is very villainous. So we gotta give props for villainy. Now I'm not gonna go through the trouble of animating the eyebrows because, like, honestly, that's just gonna be a pain in the butt. Most aquatic animals sleep. I did not know this. I often panic when my pufferfish looks dead, but she's just sleeping. I don't know why I am so charmed by the idea of the sleeping pufferfish, but I am. I totally am. No, that's a happy eyebrow. We definitely need the angry eyebrow. And now, hook us up with some mustache magic. Please tell me you have a magical mustache to put on this, this clearly villainous fish. That's decorative. That is not what we need. Are these faces? These are faces. Moustache! Oh, I could also go with, like, this eye is a look. I do like this eye. She's adorable and perches on leaves of plants to sleep. She has a water lily in her tank that she likes the best. That is super cool, and I love it. I never really considered how fish would sleep, and the fact that they perch on something to do so amuses the living heck out of me. Like, isn't it though? That's like super cute. Quite possibly illegally cute. Why? You know, I bet it's because this material is... You could change the color of the material. I bet that's why it's doing this. This fish is a member of the aristocracy. Yes. This is a fish that would knock over a child's coal scuttle. This is a bad fish. Water chemistry is a whole thing. Oh, this was to Kronos' statement. I thought this was to the perching. Kronos says, my family used to own a gigantic fish tank with like 20 plus fish, but one day the water temperature changed or something, and they all died within a week. I do know that is a thing that happens. Yeah. Have these been... Okay, they are... And this fish is gonna, like, eventually... It'll appear here, and there will be, like... Words will be displayed on the screen, and it'll say, like... Fish. Menacing threat or threatening menace. It's something like that. You know, that's kind of the vibe we're going for. Yeah. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far. Ooh, no. We definitely want... I like that nice ochre color. Ochre? Ochre? Is it pronounced with a hard O? Or is it pronounced with a soft O? This fish just locked all the workers in his clearly on fire 1800s carpet factory before strolling down the road to his favorite lunch shop. Yes. Yes, and yes. Quill, that is the vibe that I was going for. And I love it. Hard O. Ochre. Ochre. Like an ogre, it... Disco? That was clearly not how that worked. Like an ogre, it has layers. I've never even seen Shrek. Like, I don't know why I flex like that. I've never seen Shrek. And I do not plan to watch Shrek. I have exactly zero interest in it, but I constantly find myself saying that, and I hate it. Are? Shrek would have been very different if Fiona turned into an ochre at the end. I mean, yeah, you know, just straight up becoming a color. I would have been fine with that. We're going for concepts now. I would like these big enough to just fit one more. My sad fish story has a sequel. Oh my god. Then a few years later I tried getting another fish to start over and that died within a week? Kronos, it might be that you are just not built for fish, as it were. And I mean this with as much kindness as I can possibly muster. But you might just possibly not be a fish person. Okay. We're looking good. I'm gonna have a Chiron, and it's gonna be absurd. I'm gonna have an absurd Chiron, and it's gonna take an absurd amount of time to do, but, like, I totally just super want it. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the break now and have myself a stretch, get some bio stuff done. I might make up a little bit of coffee because I didn't have too much trouble waking up this morning, and then when I come back, we're gonna take a look at community levels. We've given Alpi an hour 30 to show up, and if he can't make it, he can't make it. That's super cool. But we'll probably start with that one. Chrono says I did all right with the 20 fish until someone had to renew the water. I think the part 2 made me realize I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But I will be back. Just a moment. Alright, I'm technically technically Brack, like the host on Space Ghost. Look up Blackmore the Cuties. Let us do that. Blackmore goldfish. Oh my gosh, yes they are. Those are absolutely adorable fish, Kronos. Also, Hiduna dropped in. Hiduna, it is wonderful to see you. I usually leave, like, my profile on not appearing online, just because I was getting a string where I was getting, like, lots of messages while I was doing, Isaac recordings, and it was really distracting, because I'd want to answer them, but I couldn't. So, usually I just set it up so it doesn't look like I'm online. We are kind of just duping around. Gonna go do some community levels in just a second. Now, I was gonna set up this video as like an actual video with my model animated and like camera changes and everything, but I think that might be a little bit more than I actually have the spoons for, because it was really involved. So now I'm just kind of trying to think of how to do what I want to do without kind of overextending myself. I do need something else, because we need Kronos to show up in this video eventually. Kronos, when you do create mode, you just use the base, like, sack thing with the dragon head costume? Duping around is a good vibe for create mode. Yes, yes. I don't know, but like I just have not been feeling dreams recently. I mean the game Dreams, not the concept of dreams. Not been feeling those as much as I would like, but that's like a completely different issue. Now, where are the... I did have an actual outfit, but I lost them over multiple corruptions, so Dragon will do it. Where did they put those? Were they in face or were they in body? Do, 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 do. They're not objects, right? Dragonhead from LBP1 is great. It is an awesome costume piece, and I wish so hard that they hadn't hidden it behind a freaking 4-person like multiplayer. I'm really cheesed about all that because of the servers being down for PlayStation 3 now and nobody being able to access that. Because like you can fudge some of the 2-player costumes, like the 2-player prizes, but you can't like really fudge a 4-player prize, and you can't ask people to buy 2 or 3 extra controllers that they might not need just to... I mean... But can you... Oh yeah, you can! You can totally get the prizes even if you haven't gotten the prizes, because that's the whole point of the time saver level. It's if you haven't bought the DLC that you can't. If you have, like, you can import your data from LBP1 and LBP2 when you start up an account of LBP3, but where... They must be under body. Yeah, okay, all the sack things are under body. And... Wait, don't they have a... Uso. They don't have the dragon head sack thing sticker? I could have sworn there was a sticker with the dragon head on it. I mean, I could just put in a sack bot, I guess, and like cut away to like footage, but yeah, maybe we'll do that. It's not really what I was intending, but you can always just put a carp. I mean, but like I can't put Brave Creator Chronos 453 has created access points to help us defeat the fish menace, and then show a picture of a carp, people would get confused. Hirunda, kind of funny that you say that, because I did an episode of Little Bite-Sized Planet where all of the characters were like flat cardboard cutouts, and it sucked. I mean, the episode didn't suck. I was really kind of proud of it, but getting it to work was the awful. It took so much work to do. Des says, I'm on the move, out and about, so bye everyone. Des, have a wonderful day. Please stay safe. And basically, yes, please stay safe. Give the kiddos our love. And we hope to see you next time about. There we are. There's our Kronos. Do, 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 do. The calling? Oh my god. Hirunda. But yes, but also... but yes. But also... Oh, wait. I think I... Isn't there like a... I do love that. That is super cute. That is also super cute. But it's not what I need. Even though this is probably going to get changed later. But also, faceplant. Wait, what? Why are we faceplanting? Kronos says, think of it like how every rogue hacker in media have a cute emblem that doubles as a calling card. Oh. Oh, Kronos. That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna think about this, Kronos. I'm gonna think about this. But that's like, you've got a really good point. Why are you doing this? Oh, that's actually what I want. But there we go. That's what I was looking for. But it clips through the costume, and I hate that. I hate everything about that. Wait, Kronos, you often have really good points. I don't know why you gotta be down on yourself in this particular realm. Because, like, you consistently have good points. I think the facial expression is bored because it sets to happy. Oh, yes. That's a good point. We need it on neutral. I just don't like the way that the hand is clipping through the jaw. But I think we've done enough with our set for the moment. It's feeling very 1970s, and that's what I was going for. So, like, yeah, that works. So let's edit our details. No, not 70s. There's more, game. Why you gotta be weird like that? My profile is just gonna, like, just explode. And I hate that, honestly. I hate that I constantly have to worry that my profile is just going to be too big because I'm doing something that they designed the game to do, but they didn't design it to do it well. Like literally one of the pieces of advice that's on the list of how to prevent profile corruptions is don't have a lot of stuff saved. Don't use all of your moon craters. And it's like, really though? Really? Then what are they there for? What's the actual point of even having them? Yeah, sure, that works. That works. Okay, I'm not gonna touch anything. Please don't break. Please don't break. Goodness, imagine making video games. Ha 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 ha. I mean, I try to be generous. Like I recognize and realize that it's an incredibly complex process. There's a lot that can go wrong, and fixes can break things even worse. Like I get these points, but it's like, all right, you've got a game that you're encouraging everybody to, you know, be creative and make stuff, and here we've given you this moon with all these levels that you can use to make your own levels, but don't make too many, because if you do, your profile will break, and then you lose everything. And it's like, but do you gotta? Do you gotta though? All right, now Albie. Now this one already picked up a recommended for me, and that means that I can't do it for the show. I mean, I could. We didn't anticipate that people would actually be creative and make stuff. I mean, Astro! Total mood, though! Like... I understand when players do things that are really outside of the box, you know, are beyond the intent of what the game was supposed to do, and that causes things to get wonky, and they just blow up sometimes. Like, that is on the players. Sometimes I do think that devs should make the box that they're thinking a little bit bigger, because players are well known for kind of screwing with things. But, you know, really, if you're using the system for what is not intended and the system breaks, then that's kind of on you. But when you're doing the thing that they're telling you to do, and that causes problems, like, it's, you know, what do you want? Hiduna says it's a difficult balance to be mean to game devs and being critical about the game, but in this case a little too much went wrong. Yeah. Like, and I as much as I hate to give credit to Sumo, because I think Sumo's kind of a pile of wet farts, that's family friendly, right? Wet farts, that's family friendly. Like, even in the Media Molecule days, like, there were a lot of issues with LBP, and I think it's fair to not, like, to not rose color things too much. I mean, it's definitely, I think Media Molecule handled the issues better. They were on top of things better, but they weren't perfect either. Hidden says, well, being critical without being seen as petty and mean. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would even cut out the being seen as, because you can't really control. Some people are going to read you as petty and mean even when you're, you know, you're really being careful about things, but it can be a tough balance to hit. Quill says it's a streamer I watched who had one of the Psychonauts 2 devs in her chat while trying to get out of bounds in every level. The dev said, "People like you are why we use invisible walls," and she cackled. I mean, you know, yeah. Yeah. As much as I dislike invisible walls, like, yeah. Although I do think that LBP creators, non-professional though they may be, do lean a little bit too hard on invisible walls. It's kind of a thing. Oh, I love this little baby. This just absolute sweet looking chap. The eyes, look at those eyes. The way that they kind of blink on and off. Very nice set of material choices, by the way. I have really appreciated Alpi's journey as a creator. Like, Alpi has shown a lot of improvement. No joke. Fudge. Do 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 do. And it's definitely been nice. Like, I really like the fact that I was lucky enough to kind of catch Alpi early on in his career, so I could watch these levels improving. As says, to be honest, many people feel any criticism is mean, so I don't care as long as people don't veer into personal attacks. That's a very important point. Like, some folks really need to make the distinction of, like, unless the person you're criticizing, like, actually is... Oh, I bet I missed a secret there. Is, like, an odious human being, like they're an abuser, or they're fash, or something like that, like, that you really need to keep the criticism to the thing and not the person, because some folks, they go like all freaking in, and it's like, you don't gotta go that hard. These are human beings. Like, you might not be happy, not you, Astro, but like, this is a general you. Like, you might not be happy that the art direction changed or some wonky thing like that, but like, you can't be threatening people's families. Quill says, I love to criticize things because it's how you know what to improve, but my family hate it so much. Any critique of anything is... Where did we go? I missed stuff. Is an attack to them. And that's like, that's the flip side of that coin. And before I miss it, Hidenda says, that's what stops me from wanting to talk about Forza Horizon 5. Vocal players already have an adversarial relationship with the devs, and I feel like I ought to process my frustrations with the game some more. And that is, like, that's really good. That's mature. That's what we ought to be doing. Like, kind of sitting down and, how do I feel about this game? Where are the strengths? Where are the weaknesses? Because, you know, no game's going to be perfect. And it makes it difficult when other people jump in and poison the well before you get there. Because some people just get so toxic about it that, like, how do you even engage in a good faith way? Because your criticisms kind of get lumped in with those. And I missed something that Cronus said. Alpi has become too powerful for even me. Their growth spurt is off the charts. I mean, he is quite powerful. I'm pretty sure that, because I'm 99% certain that I asked that Alpi does use a he/him, so that it's okay to use that one. Yeah, it's like, if you have legit criticisms, but you don't want to further contribute to or embolden the fog of gamer rage too. Yes! Yes, floppable, yeah. And it really puts you in a spot, because, like, sometimes there are absolutely legitimate criticisms that you can make of something, and that ought to be made. But by the time that you get there, because, you know, you've done the mature thing, you've sat down, you've had your thought about it, by the time that you get there, it's so, you know, it's already gone so beyond the boards that Chrono says, surely there are no criticisms on Neko Navy. I need to think about that. Like, I do love Neko Navy, and I think it does an awful lot right, but I've yet to find a game that has nothing that you could say about it. Oh, fudge. I missed a couple of stuff. Astro says to Quill, my husband and his family is like that, but I was able to break him out of it. Criticism does not equal hate. I am more critical of things I like. Yes! Astro, because, like, we want the things that we like to be their best selves. Hive says, I can levy one criticism on Neko Navy, that the Switch version has content that the PC version does not. This is fair. This is 100% fair. There is no such thing as a perfect anything. Nope. You will never find it. And that's okay. Like, I mean, that's not bad in and of itself, so... Oh, I don't have to grab it the whole time, but I do have to watch out for these birds. These are very spoopy birds. I like the use of... See, those decorations that are on top of the birds... Crumbs, we're gonna miss it. Normally those are... What are you doing, alligator? No, normally those are dangling decorations, and I like the... What is it? What is the word that I want? The reimagining of them? No, there's a word that I want, I'm not thinking of it. But I like that Alpi's put them to kind of stand in reverse, because it gives them a really interesting look. I think perfection is boring, so is not even something I'd strive towards. Well, I mean, perfection is ultimately stasis. Because if you've reached, like, the perfect point, what do you even grow towards? Recontextualization of them as plumage instead of as dangly bits. Hive! I love you, Hive. Thank you so much. Like, that is exactly what... that is the thing that those are the words that I wanted. Thank you, Hirunda. I appreciate that. I don't often get a banger right off the cuff like that. Recontextualization of them as plumage instead of as dangly bits. I'm gonna make, like, I'm gonna just hire Hive on to be my copy editor. Hive's gonna edit my copy. I'm gonna have to pay you in, like, ice cream bars, Hive. That's about all that I can afford. But it's better than exposure. Let's be honest. Ice cream bars are better than exposure. Please don't. I need a copy editor myself. Big cat wheels? Oh, okay. Those are about the cat wheels from before. I'm surprised that the thing I wrote on Stray actually floated. I have to read that. Hive, I put it on bookmark so that I wouldn't lose it. And then it went to bookmark and I still haven't read it. I really like this level. I'll edit your copy, but only if we're talking about clones. Now, I mean, Quill, can we talk about the edits, like previously? And also, is there like a data transference here? Or is it just going to be like me and another more, you know, like a better version of me? And, like, I just don't know. Like, is there going to be like a jealousy thing going on here? It's a very good level. Like, The only thing that I would say about it, and it's not like really a criticism so much as what do you want from the level. Oh, the good knees would be, I would be happy with good knees. I mean, there are other things, there are other edits, but like the knees would be a good start. It's not like really a criticism of the level, but more of like, what do you want out of an experience right at the moment? Because it's a very chill level. And the pace is very well done to match that. So if you're going for, if the experience that you want, like right now, is something that's more zippy, I don't think that the level really supports that, and that's fine. Because the setting of the level, the music of the level, like the whole feel of the gameplay is perfectly suited towards chill. So that would be like the one thing that I would say. I don't think there was really anything as far as signposting that I struggled with. There was one secret that I noticed as I passed it that I probably could have grabbed, because I didn't realize that we were going to get layer launched so that we can go back to it, but that's kind of an on me thing. Yeah, I like that one a lot. It had a couple of reoccurring enemies that were well used, weren't one-offs. I appreciate that. It's a good one. Honestly, Alpi's levels are a little slow for my liking, but that's a purely personal preference and not at all an objective criticism. Yes. Yeah. Like, I do think that I don't know that Alpi has a brand, or at least I'm a little leery of attributing, like, a brand to creators, because I don't know if I pick up on it well enough, but, like, chill and not hyper stylized, but heavily stylized nature settings does seem to be something that Alpi goes back to quite often. And that's actually, I mean, that's kind of nice, because you kind of get ideas of creators in your head, where it's like, if this is the type of level that you want to be playing, then this is the creator that you're kind of looking at. Also, what did I miss? Not having me in your cryogenics pod. No siree. Wait, what? What? And you don't know, like, I'm not getting the flow of this at all. I see an earlier statement of yours that I missed that says, I can squeak worms. Surely I can edit essays. And now you're telling me that I can't have you in my cryogenics pod. Like, what is... Alpi pulls inspiration from Patapon and Lokoroko, and that alone has me... Now, Cronus, like I said, I'm really sure that Alpi's using a he/his. I'm sure enough that I'm gambling on it, so... I think that we should be using the his forum in this one, because we've discussed this before when he was on channel. Hidunda says, I'm utilizing a very scattershot approach for replies in the current in-chat topics. Okay, like, that's fair. I was just confused. Yes, I'm gonna say I'm sure. I'm pretty sure I've got it in a note somewhere. Why? Alpi's Twitter clearly has a he/him. Thank you so much, Quill. Appreciate that. That, like, my voice did not convey that emotion at all, and I hate it. What the fudge? Mouth parts? Quill, thank you. I do sincerely appreciate that. Mouth parts are hard. I hate them. Tropical Adventure by Wait, what? You help in the best ways, Quill. You honestly do. Which I can bring back as a confirmation, because I think this is something that actually Hirunda helped us out on a couple weeks back. So when we were talking about Sophie from Mars, like, this might have been like a month or 2 months ago, and I was pretty certain that she was using she pronouns, and you had asked if it weren't they pronouns, and we'd kind of gotten confused, and Hirunda checked one of the cringe corners, I think, and it's a she they, so we were both correct, kind of. So thank you to Hirunda for that. We've got confirmation. And Thought Slime is any all, just because they generally tend to show up together, so might as well bundle them as one. In this particular conversation, not as like one person, but one unit. So yes, confirmation is always good. I know how to squeak her worms. I guess? When's the last time I saw a worm? Like an actual worm, not like... I was gonna say a worm that walks like a man, but that doesn't make any sense at all. Oh wait, but yes it does. Wait, yes it does. That is the saying that I want. I kind of figured, you know, I caught it eventually. It just took a little while. If anyone ever needs to know, I use any all, but I appreciate she her at the moment. Quill, thank you. Because the mental note in my mind was still on the previous they them, but if you're appreciating she her right now, then I'm gonna update that mental note, because that's a big step, and I want to make sure that you're getting the affirmation, appreciation, support, all of those words we're gonna go with. Getting you the experience that you prefer. Yes. It walks like a man. This is a worm who can walk like a man tonight. Okay, there's a melody there that I'm not catching, but yes. My thanks as well. Everybody uses this music. Why though? I mean, it's not bad music, but it's like, it is the music. Oh, that is a delightful crab. I like that crab. You go, crab. Time to crab. I wonder how a worm would walk like a man. Well, I mean, I think the original idiom is that, like, it is talking about a person, but a person who is quote-unquote spineless. But now that you say that, I'm imagining like it does. There's so much charm. I'm imagining like a really, really long worm that can kind of just like pile on itself to create like a man shape. And just be like one super long worm that's like a mass of one strand of spaghetti. 5 worms in a trench coat could pull it off. It'd be a very small trench coat. Like, unless we're talking about those really big worms. And if we are talking about a really big worm, then maybe we should check, because I know that sometimes stuff like that can bother people. Does anybody need, like, a CW for worm talk? Should we put that in here? Because I know some folks, they're not down with the worms. He makes a chalk outline for a man and just goes for it. Oh, like, okay, there was a Daffy Duck cartoon where Daffy Duck has fallen asleep reading Dick Tracy and is having a dream that he's Dick Tracy, and he fights like all of these like Dick Tracy pastiche villains, and one of the villains is Neon Noodle, and Neon Noodle is like a neon tube that's in the shape of a person, like kind of like the chalk outline, and except they're also a gangster. It's actually pretty great. Like I really like the I like that episode. Or short? I guess it's more of a short. Neon Noodle? Neon Noodle? Oh wait, no. Or does he get like really excited about Rubberneck? 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 I'm gonna rub you out, see? I'm gonna rub you out. And then, cause like Rubberneck has got like a pencil eraser for a head, and like erases Daffy Duck, because they were doing that was in the Warner Brothers like Let's Play with the Fourth Wall era, or Let's Play with the Fourth Wall more than they were always doing. I mean, Warner Brothers has got some, like, that whole era of cartoons has got issues and significant ones, but the ones where they get it right, they do a pretty good job. Aster says I'm okay with worms, but I haven't gotten used to other bugs yet. My sister-in-law tells me I keep some reptiles without feeding bugs. Without feeding them bugs, so that's good. Not that we're talking about reptiles. I mean, we could super talk about reptiles. I am a big fan of reptiles, and I will someday own snakes, because I love the snakes. Honestly, like, I have all the love for the snacks. They are so wonderful. They're just the sweetest little noodles. Snack noodles. Unless they're, like, actual, like, potentially lethal snacks, in which case it's like, they're still the sweetest little noodles, but I just need them to be the sweetest little noodles about, like, maybe 5 yards away from me. You know, just for safety's sake. She has a gecko. I very much want a turtle. These are lovely choices. I support you in your quest for turtlehood. I deserve that, honestly. Isn't there a speed up button? No, that's not it. Quill says I've been coming up with fantasy tabletop RPG items, and I'm proud of the code of accumulation. When 2 or more creatures enter the coat, they turn into a single humanoid wearing the coat. I like that. I like that a lot. Chrono says I took care of a turtle during my short visit to the Philippines once. Chronos, was this a good experience? Like, I hate to ask this because it sounds pretty bad, but did the turtle survive? There's a Japanese woman who has a YouTube channel all about her frogs. I love that. And that does feel very much like a Japanese YouTube channel, so it's very, like, on brand. Hidunda says I'd be really keen to get an owl, but I'm put off by their diet, which is very similar to snakes. I could see how that would be an issue. I think I would be fine with a snake's feeding habits. That doesn't, like, really super bother me. I mean, it's not like they're live, so I'd have a much larger problem if they were live. There's a Japanese channel all about an owner and her emu. I didn't know that. Oh, the turtle is okay. This is excellent. I only, like, follow one Japanese YouTube channel, and I don't even follow it nearly as much as I ought to. And it's just about, like, a lesbian couple that lives in Hawaii. And they are super sweet. I barely have, like, the spoons to like, listen to YouTube anymore, though. I'm not completely off the habit of it, but there's so many more people that I'd like to watch that I just really haven't been able to. My favorite one from them is a video where her and her emu celebrate Setsubun. Oh my god! Kronos, can I ask you a favor? Could you put that in chat? Because that is fabulous. And Setsubun is like the only Japanese holiday that I actually make an effort to celebrate. Now I'm just thinking that one video of a Scotsman walking his emu around. Was he a true Scotsman? You don't, like, if it's a problem, Kronos, don't feel like you have to. But, like, if you can, I would appreciate it. If you can't, no worries. Is this why you haven't seen all of my banger Risk Train 2 videos? Yes. Honestly, that is the answer, Kronos. And even kind of a little bit more so because I can't, like, I have to watch your Risk of Rain videos, like I can't put them on as a BGM. I mean, I could put them on as a BGM, but that would really defeat the entire purpose. I think Australia proved to us that emus are best left well alone. I mean, it seems like if you treat the emu with respect and care, like you should any living creature, then, you know, they seem pretty chill. The Scottish accent was thick. I love to hear it. I'd love to know who's glitching out all the scoreboards recently, cause it sucks. The link is suspiciously long, but that's because the link has Japanese characters in it, so keep that in mind. Okay. Also, turn on closed captioning for subtitles. A J-side video that has, like, real subtitles? I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Kronos, because otherwise I probably would lose it. Quill says if you treat the average emu with respect and care, it will appreciate it while stealing your wallet. So basically what you're saying is that emu are avian deer. Is that what we're going for here? There was a gal that I knew. She was a friend. We're not really close anymore, but it's not, I mean, that's a whole conversation that doesn't need to be had on stream. But she came to town for, I think this was before she came to town for my wedding, but we'd all gone out to Nara to see the deer, as one does when you're in Kansai. And so we find, I'm having a cigarette right now, we find this deer, and the deer is eating this kid's lunch. Like, not the deer's senbei. Like, this kid had some food. I don't remember what it was. And the deer was eating it, and the kid was trying to get it back, and the kid was crying. So this was, like, not a funny. And my friend, being the kind of person that she was, just started cackling. Like, not even like a socially acceptable, like, titter, but like in front of all the gods and folks, she's just like losing it. And a deer comes up from behind, sticks his nose in her purse, and starts chawing on her wallet. I think she lost like a couple mon. And I said, you deserve that. You 100% deserve that. This is what you get. Dive headfirst into a rusty, smelly adventure. I don't think I will. It was instant karma. Like, honestly, there was no turnaround. There was no wait time. But it was the perfect deer situation, because the deer in Nara are not messing around. You honestly gotta be on your toes with those deer, because they will mob you, and they're very insistent. Oh yes, oh yes. I've got this great picture that I should put up on Discord. It's kind of like warning, basically, like not to mess around with the deer, and all the things that like the deer will do if you're not careful. And there's just like this little cartoon picture of a deer just back kicking a granny, and the granny's just getting lifted. You've got that sign? Oh my god, it is so perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna have to ask, this is extremely niche, but do you also have the picture of the sign in Kyoto for no tattoos at the onsen? Like, no drunk people, no tattoos? Because it's a very distinctive sign, and I'm wondering if you stumbled across it. And if you haven't, I'll put that one up in Auntie's Discord, because it's a great sign. I think that's in Kyoto. I don't think that's in Nara. That sign gets around, though. I should put up some of my weird old pictures from my early days in Japan, because I definitely took more pictures when I first got here. I kind of drifted off around like 2016 from photographing anything, really. I should get back into picture taking. Uso. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be heading off. Don't want to wake up too late tomorrow. Hiruna, thank you so much for dropping by tonight. It was a pleasure to have you as always. We will have to set up another co-stream one of these nights. Maybe sometime next month we could do something where we get together, maybe get PtaER in on it too. Think they might have a good time with that. Oh great. Oh wait, what? Why? Why would you do that? Game. Level, what are you doing? Go home, you're drunk. Who is making all these boomerangs? Like, I feel like this is the 3rd or 4th level that I played recently that's had a boomerang in it. Also, it didn't come back. Wait, what? Why do you not work? Why aren't you supposed to cut the light? Fine, I don't care about your boomerang. How about that? How about them apples? You like them apples? Why do you keep de-equipping? Why do you do this? Oh, I hate it. What? Okay, it went through the thing. We all saw that it went through the thing. Is this a joke? Are you messing with me, game? This is not what I would call a well-designed or implemented power-up. Now, admittedly, some of that might be on me. I'm willing to accept my failures as a player, but that was wonky. It didn't even really work when I was in the right layer. Like, you saw how many times I had to throw it through the target to actually have it, like, track the target? When is the last time we've seen elastic? I actually want to kind of shout that out, because I like bouncy materials like that, but in Kyoto we went to Kiyomizu-dera. It was at an onsen closer to the city proper. You see it on the way to the temple. Yes, that would be the right neighborhood for it. I don't remember precisely where I found it, but that is kind of that, and like the shopping area around Kawatamachi usually was where I was hanging out if I was in Kyoto, which was not like super frequent. I didn't love Kyoto. I mean, it's nice enough, don't get me wrong, I don't want to put on airs or anything, but like Kyoto's just a lot. And it's always way more crowded than I was comfortable with, even before the plague times. It didn't live up to the hype. It doesn't. And it honestly, like, it can't. And it shouldn't have to. Like, it is one thing that I did teach, like, a couple of people from Kyoto. Not very many, because most of the time they don't really come down to Osaka that much, but I did teach a couple of people who lived up that way, and they had a lot of complaints about what you could and could do in the city because the building codes are so strict. Like, they were very proud of Kyoto, but at the same time they didn't super appreciate being like the Museum of Japan. Am I supposed to... Do you need me to do something here? This is... What is it that you want? Game? I'm not... Like, you put a target... Whatever, maybe... Oh! Okay. Now, it would have been nice if there was a little bit stronger visual or audible, like, cue that these had actually turned off, the drippy bits. Because I didn't notice that at all. The Kyoto Manga Museum, I don't I don't know if you were in town in time to see it, but that I like that. It's a really nice library. And Eigamura, which is kind of out of town for Kyoto. Eigamura is kind of an interesting place to go to once. It's where they film a lot of the... what are they called? Gekijidai? Like the old-timey samurai movies and like basically like any of the old-timey TV shows that would show like Edo era Japan. Parts of them will get filmed at Eigamura. And I got to go there because there was a big... like they used to have this big event every year where they would have folks cosplay, like not just cosplay, but like professional level makeup, old Japanese yokai, and they would have like a yokai conference, and they would get like Mizuki Shigeru used to show up and would do like he would do panels at this conference, and they would have like other writers of Japanese like spoopy stories and manga would come, and you could like go to their panels and you could meet them. Oh, Quill, please sleep, have wonderful, very happy dreams. And I've got my pom-poms out for all these really nice transition stories that you're sharing with us, so I hope for you that they continue. Astro says I can see that. It's heavily tourist centralized now, and since it's a sacred area for a lot of people, I'm sure it's tiring if not outright offensive. Yes. 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 Like, and that's the thing, is like it's kind of a weird spot because it's a tourist area, but it's still like there's still functioning religious spots. Like people still use those spots for religion, so that did weird me out a lot. Like my family and I, we went to my parents wanted to do a family trip to Italy, and it had been their dream for like a while, so they'd saved up all this money, and they took my ex and I and my brother and his... I think she was just his girlfriend at the time, or maybe she was his fiancée, I'm not sure. Took us to Italy, and of course, like, we did a couple of days in Rome, and we went to Vatican City, and it was like... you go to all these churches and everything, and... like, yeah, they're... for however you feel about Christianity or Catholicism, I've got my own issues with it. But like I respect the fact that it is a functioning religion that people do actually believe in, and it's like these churches are beautiful and everything, and you know, masterworks of art, but they are like still churches, you know, that people use for worship, and it does feel kind of a bit of a thing to just be like, I'm just gonna rock up here and be a tourist and take my pictures while you're praying in the pews. It felt wonky, is what I'm going for. It felt really kind of wonky. Alright, I didn't hate that level. I like some of the material choices. I like the fact that at least they did try to use the... like, the power-up wasn't particularly well designed, but it was integrated into the level. Like, it wasn't a throwaway thing. They definitely wanted you using it. I think the cameras could have used a lot of work. You had a lot of flat cameras there, and that's not great. And I don't know, I feel like the pace of the level was Like, it was another slow level, but it didn't really feel well supported for that pace, if that makes sense. Aster says it's a weird thing when tourists are touring people's actual religious spaces, like invasive, disrespectful. Yeah. And it's a thing where it's like, some of these spaces, it's like they are at least semi-dependent on the tourism money. It's something I thought a lot about when I went to, this is many, many years ago. This was back in maybe, I want to say like 2005, maybe 2006, but I'm not sure. And I'd wanted to do a vacation, and I wanted to do some traveling, and like, I didn't have money. Like, I didn't have a lot of money. I was being paid relatively well compared to now. I mean, I was being paid amazingly compared to now, but that doesn't always mean that you've got, like, I can go to Europe money. I mean, I didn't even have I could go to Australia money. So, I decided to go to Cambodia. Because it's, the plane tickets were super cheap. I looked up, you know, prices on lodging, and it was well within budget. So, like, I was like, yeah, why not? You know? Angkor Wat is famous, I'll go there. And, like, it was an experience. Because Angkor Wat is, it's impressive and it's amazing, and you've got all the, like, you know, all the carving has gone into it, and it's the actual, like, temple system of Angkor Wat is enormous. Like, there are so many sub-temples of that are associated with that site, some of which are still functioning and some of which are like largely ruins. And I was silly, so I did like the full package, so I saw all of them. But Angkor Wat is still like very much a functioning and important spiritual site. Like, you've got the monks are doing their thing, and they're very seriously doing their thing, while all these tourists are kind of wandering around, and it's like, it felt really uncomfortable. Like, none of us should have been there, kind of feeling. So, but, like, Cambodia is super poor. Like, Siem Reap, where Angkor Wat is, like, probably wouldn't exist without tourist money. Like, there's nothing there except for Angkor Wat. And I went to, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, my vacation was way too long. It was way longer than I needed it to be. So I spent like a couple of days in Angkor Wat, and then I spent a couple of days in Battambang, and then like Phnom Penh, and then I came back to Angkor Wat so that I could fly out. And like Battambang, it's nothing. There's like absolutely nothing in that town. And like, I don't doubt that it basically, places like Battambang probably exist because of money from the central government that comes from tourist dollars. So like, yeah, it was a deeply uncomfortable feeling, and I pretty much decided like I was not going to be traveling in Southeast Asia unless I had specifically business to be doing there. In this case, like, I had a friend who was marrying a Thai woman, so his wedding was in Thailand, so like going to Thailand for that seemed appropriate. But otherwise I was like, yeah, maybe I can't really navigate the issues here, so like maybe I'm just gonna not. That's the best answer. Carlos says, was gonna make an Anchor Watt pun, but my PC crashed, and now I forgot what I was gonna say. That might have been a sign. Kronos, that might have been a sign. Yeah, like, I really don't know how to navigate any of that. But I do know that, maybe less so in Cambodia, but I know that, like, Thailand's got a reputation for a lot of European and American tourists just, like, going to party. And that seems like a thing. Like, that seems like... That was not a thing that I wanted to be part of. When I went to Thailand and for the wedding, and I didn't really sync up with everybody because I had found out about the wedding like really late. And so, like, my friends who had gone, they'd kind of set it up so that their planes would land at the same time. They could meet at the airport and everybody could go to the hotel together. And I ended up getting in like a day after everybody and had to kind of figure all that out myself. And I basically was completely lost. And I ended up in a hotel like where nobody else was at. And I spent my first night there basically like walking around trying to find the hotel where the wedding was going to be at so that I would be able to get there easily the next day when the wedding was actually happening. And I ended up kind of wandering through the entertainment district, and it was just like, it was really gross. It was definitely not something I really wanted to be a part of. And I don't speak any Thai at all. And even like just like the few basic phrases that I had tried to cram into my brain on the plane, like, they were not helping at all. So, like, I was just basically, like, trying to ask folks who was like, well, this guy probably speaks English, because it was all guys, you know, and the best verb I could use to describe how they would try to escape the conversation was scuttle. Like, I would go up to these guys, like, by themselves, because groups of people made me very nervous. And I'd, be like, excuse me, sir, I'm looking for this hotel, it's probably well known, do you know where it is? And they would, like, just look at me, freeze up, and, like, scuttle off like vermin. And I just started to get the impression, like, what the hell are you dudes doing? That this is your reaction to another English speaker. 'Cause something is not, like, 2 and 2 is adding up, and it's not making a number I'm comfortable with. So, yeah, that, like... It turned out it was probably better off that I didn't hook up with that group of friends, like, when they all got together, because apparently they had gone out to the entertainment district the night that they had gotten into town, and they had done the whole thing. That is super not family friendly, and even on a not family friendly episode, I think I would be kind of uncomfortable describing some of the things that they described to me. And, looking at it now, it doesn't really surprise me that I'm not really friends with that group of folks so much anymore. But, yeah. It's a thing. It was a thing. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is neat. So, if you use R1 when you're in front of one of these panels, and you kind of turn into a super speed butterfly, I like that. That is nice. I like that a lot. This, I think the creator's name is Astro Goo. And I feel like I've played a couple of their levels recently that I've been fairly enamored of. But the name is definitely ringing some bells. And the look of the level is as well. As you said, Kronos, the look of the level is really nice. I am super surprised that these are not on timers. I appreciate it, but I'm really surprised that they're not. Because it seems like a totally timer thing to do. Why does that just say men? Like, I mean, I'm gonna guess that they were just going for a Japanesey theme, but of all the kanji that I might have used for a level like this, I don't think I would have gone with noodles. That's just me, but I'm thinking I probably wouldn't have gone with noodles. What a weird little flex. It is a cool looking kanji though, but I mean nobody uses it, so you only really ever see it in signage because it's a pain in the butt to write for the ultimate result. What? Why? What? Why did that dude get all angry at me? I didn't like that. Am I eating your sushi, dude? Also, this guy's got jiggle physics. Can we talk about how our sushi dude has got jiggle physics? I hate that. I hate everything about it. I wish I hadn't noticed that, and I want it to stop. Okay, I shouldn't be using the cape yet. I didn't make the level, Kronos. Did I make the level? No. Alphabet Goo made the level. They chose for the jizzle. Wow. They chose for the jiggle physics. I cannot say that word. Decisions were made, and I'm not sure they were good. I mean, there were decisions. They were absolutely decisions that were made. And I kind of hate them. It is an impressive level. I'm not going to take that away from them. Like, they absolutely did a great job with it. Now, one thing I noticed, and this is something that I've got a lot of... I struggle a lot with in my creations, is that they did a really good job with presenting relatively wide open spaces without making them feel empty. Like, you'd mentioned this when I was making the level, I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago, Kronos, when you were sitting in when I was doing the create mode, and you had mentioned that you don't usually work in spaces so small, and this is probably, it has a lot to do with just that most all of my construction has been on like hubs. Good job. Ha ha ha. Wait, what? I mean, it is a good job, but did I miss something? I mean, I might have missed something, and if I'd missed something, by all means, please call me out on it. Um, but it might be because like I do a lot of my construction work on hubs, and the hubs are scaled towards like sack things, like basic sack thing size. But I don't really know how to build on a larger scale without it feeling like it's really empty. So I do think that that was well done in this level. You can kind of see in Neon Dimension 3, I try to space my obstacles out a reasonable amount. The level's much shorter if you ignore the bonus zones. Huh. I mean, I really feel like that's a skill that I kind of wish that I had developed. Because whenever I do try to make levels like I'm doing right now, not right now, but, you know, Alphabet Goo, yeah. I feel like they get really cramped. And cramped levels are an issue for Thermometer, for one thing. But also I feel like it makes the levels feel overly short. Like you're doing too much all at once. Dang, this has been like a really zippy stream. We're almost at the 3-hour point. I might, depending on how long this stage is, this might be the last one for the night because I do have work tomorrow morning. So as much as I would like to go over time, because I'm really not feeling particularly tired, I shouldn't have taken that nap. That nap was a mistake. I probably should try to get a... Too much information, too short a time, my friend. I am not paying attention. I need to organize fish stuff, but I don't want to. That's a mood. I mean, I'm gonna be around to at least the end of this level, Astro. If it's not like if it's not a long task, but if it's something that needs to be done, I don't want you to feel like you've got to stick around. Although I'm happy if you do, but like if you feel like you've got to bounce, it's 100% okay. Meat space always comes first. And the fishies are important. I'm just procrastinating about it. That's a mood. And it's a valid mood. I would not say a single thing against it. I procrastinate a lot. Sometimes, like, you don't got the spoons for it. Oh, fudge! Wait, what? Is that gonna go down? Oh, I hate it. Kronos, this is the wilderness theme, isn't it? Because I like this one, but I don't use it very often. I'm glad that I could just pick it out like that. I'm not, like, really great at that. The bass themes, I guess, I have an easier time with, but... like, the incidental music, I'm terrible at picking out where it shows up. Have we not seen a checkpoint? Because I hate that. Thank you, checkpoint. Please wait for minecart. Oh, fudge! Alright, that's not how that was supposed to work. I think we got the weddings here. This is the weddings. This is another really good one. Like, all of the interactive music in LBP1, they're just like banging tracks. I don't think there's a single track that doesn't work. Oh, R1! Wait, what? I was doing the pressing of the R1, thank you very much. I'm sorry that you didn't recognize. Maybe try to grab the cart. I want to put Puff in a new tank and do the whole aquascaping thing, but the current tank needs to be moved. I honestly don't know what aquascaping is, but it sounds super neat. And I kind of love the image that I have in my head. Why did they gas the rails? Honestly though, Kronos, it's because they're hateful. Really. Just filled with hate. They gotta go and do this. Like an underwater garden thing. That sounds super slick. I can kinda get the image in my brain meats. Okay, now I'm worried about accidentally hitting those rails. There we go. Now, wait, what? Oh God. Come back. Can I get down there? Why? What? I hate this. I hate this. That was not well handled. And I don't appreciate it one bit. Alpy! Alpy! I played your level and I loved it. It was really, really well done. I had a whole breakdown. I'm gonna say, if you want to check it out on the VOD, it should be around maybe the hour-and-a-half point. I feel like that's about when we had it. You did a great job. Like, it was really well handled. But, like, it was also, like, a while ago, so I'm kind of, my thoughts have gone scatter since then. But, no, thank you. Like, honestly, thank you. That was a really, really fun level, and I'm glad that you put it together. I'm glad that you shared it with us. And I hope that it gets the love that it deserves. But I think that it was around... Wait, are you gonna make me go all the way back? Not you, Alpy, but you, the level? Thank you. Thank you, because I was gonna be angry about that. Yeah, I think we were around... It was past the first hour, but we still, we still kind of were booping around a little bit in create mode after you showed up, Kronos, because we talked for a while after you showed up. This level is Underground Mayhem. It is by Get Tom Sam Gooter 36. Get Tom Sam Gooter 36. It was on my recommended for you, but I don't know if my recommended for you are the same as your recommended for you. So it might be a little bit different. This flame does not burn. And I'm honestly a little bit disappointed about that. Also, I hate the really super obvious wall, like the wall jump material effect here. I have always thought that it is just ugly as heck. And I wish they had found another way to make the wall jump ability a little more obvious there. Like, environmentally. It's kind of hard to do, but yeah, like the big wall jump blocks, they just look so ugly. I do appreciate that the level is actually kind of expansive. Like, it's a chonky level. Oh god, but I do not want to find all 6 golden nuggets unless they're really close together. As bad as score bubbles clipping into the surface, I'll get back to you on that. Oh! Oh, maybe there's a part 2. Albie says I want to make a spoopyish level someday. I'd like to see that. I think that you'd be able to pull that off. Motivation is hard, Alpy. I understand that 100%. I've got a level that I'm actually, like, doing, and it's maybe 20 or 30% done, and I put it aside because, like, I had some other things I needed to deal with, and now to actually get back and do it is just... It's hard. It's definitely hard. Maybe if you don't open the door, you just go back and die and get the bad ending. I'd be okay with that. I don't mind dying. I mean, that came out wrong, but... But... we are at the 3-hour point. Albie, I'm glad that you got here at least a little bit at the end, so that I could express my appreciation to you directly. But I've got a job, and it's great because I'm working, and that's really important. But it also is, I do have a job tomorrow morning, so I am gonna have to wake up for that. I am very woohoo. I'm slinging curry. I had my second shift today. Oh, Kronos, I got a job. It's only 3 days a week this month. Hopefully that's going to expand, but we can work with this. We can get this to work. But so far, it looks like Thursday nights, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. It's like, okay. I like doing something, so that's fun. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to the rushes, but I think most of the, like, the preparation side of it is, I've already got, like, the basics down because I did work in a curry shop previously, so it's kind of getting that muscle memory back. But there's one thing that gets me. So we make like fried chicken, like little chicken nuggety things, karage. And to do that, we use, my fingers are tensing up just thinking about this. We use rice flour. Like you batter the karage, and then you dip it, like, I actually can't talk. Like, this is making my jaw hurt. You dip it in rice powder. And rice powder is incredibly fine grain. And I don't know why, Astro, this is just what the shop does. And, like, I have very strong sensory input issues with powders. I don't know why. Like, there's a couple of things that get me. Like velvet, I have sensory issues with. Corduroy, and powders. And the more fine grained the powder is, the more it, like, really honestly bothers me. Like, physically bothers me. It's why I can't eat powdered donuts. And even touching powder with my fingers, I have the physical sensation of powder in my mouth. Thankfully, we've got gloves, and that cuts down on it some. But, like, just thinking about it makes me feel it, and I hate it. So hopefully, like, fingers crossed, I don't need to make too much karaage. I'm hoping that just I luck out, and, you know, like, someone else can do that, because that might legitimately become an issue. I felt so bad because the dude was teaching me today. Like, the guys I work with are really nice. Like, the guy who runs this shop is the guy I told you about the last night hive. He's like super cool. He's super patient. He's a really nice guy. And then the guy who was there this morning, because apparently nobody told them that I was working this morning. And or tomorrow. So the normal guy was there this morning, and it actually worked out because, like, he could do a little bit of the morning training while the guy who runs the shop, who manages the shop, could do like shop stuff. And the guy that was doing my training this morning, he was really nice. He's super cool. It was funny because, like, he says that people usually complain that he talks too fast. And I was like, you just talk like somebody from Osaka, so it's like, we're gonna get on like a house on fire. But he's like, he's talking to me while I'm doing the karaage, and I'm like cringing because the sensation is bothering me so much. And I was really worried that he was gonna think that I was cringing at him, which was not the issue, because at least on first blush, like, this guy I think is a pretty cool guy. But, like, yeah. I think, like, if I wear gloves, it's still gonna bother me, but I think I can be okay with it. But, like, if I've got to do it with bare hands, I don't think I can. I honestly, like, don't think I can. So, and I don't want to leave this job because of that. Because, like, I can't. Because, like, I have to work. We are against the wall as far as money. So, like, I need this job. So, yeah, it's like, yeah. I'm just gonna use gloves. Like, and they're gonna have to be okay with it. I'll be seriously, like, it's weird, and I don't know why. If things are granular, like granular powders are not really a problem. Like crystal sugar is not really an issue. And like those kind of donuts with like the small crystals of sugar, like, that's not a problem. Sand, when it's wet, is not a problem for me because it kind of clumps together. But baby powder, nope, cannot touch it, cannot deal with it. I don't know, Astro, honestly. Like, I can't think of the last time that I've, like, handled starch, like straight up starch, so I don't have an image of it in my mind, of, like, how large the grains are. Like, larger grain stuff, not a problem. But anything that's really, really fine and feels like it slides on your fingers, yeah, can't. But aside from that issue, like, honestly, no, it's been really good. The musical choices are listenable enough that even though it's definitely not my style and it's definitely not music that I like, it's okay. Like, I can fade it out. Like my coworkers, the customers have been... Now, I've only had like the 2 days so far. We got the Beatles too, Astro, and I am not a Beatles fan. Definitely not, but like, it's okay. Like, I can deal with that. The customers have been pretty chill so far. We've had rushes, but I've survived them. Like, it's definitely until I've got like a couple of days of rushes under my belt, I'm probably not going to be comfortable during them. But I know from previous jobs that like you just do kind of get used to it after a while. But like, yeah, I actually kind of like this job. Is it something that I want to do long term? No. I would like a job that has a little bit less everything smells like grease all the time. But is it a job that I could do for like a year or so? At least? Yeah, I could do this for a year. Like, get myself stable. Maybe find myself like a nice little bookshop. Or like, if I could do piercing, I can't. I don't trust my hands well enough to pierce, but if I could do piercing, that would be super cool. Or like, I don't know if I'd want to work at a bar until... I definitely wouldn't want to work at a bar until like we've got the pandemic sorted. And that's not looking to happen anytime soon, so yeah. Yeah, but I'm good with this. I don't even have to convince myself that I'm good with it, which is nice. And one thing I've got to say, as working at, this is my second curry shop that I'm working at, and the feel of my coworkers is night and day. Like, that place that I worked in Osaka, the boss that I had and the coworker that I worked with in the evening, like, they were just absolute family friendly. They were just jerks, and it was super uncomfortable to be around them, which is why I ended up having a complete breakdown and quitting in the middle of a shift. The two guys that I'm with now, like, they're just nice. They're really, really nice. Like, I worry about disappointing them, so there's that. But, folks, as much as I love spending time with all y'all, I do need to wrap things up. So, as I always say, please be drinking all the water that your body needs. Please be making sure that you're getting at least one meal a day, if you can handle it. And even if that meal is just is cruddy, if it's fast food, if that's all that you can deal with for the day, at least get that in you. If you've got medications, please be taking those medications on schedule, as close to as you can. And thank you so much, Astro. Thank you so much. And please remember that there are a lot of people out there in the world that you've touched and that have you in their hearts and care about you and want your best life. And I am only one of those people. There are others. But from me, Bisco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.